What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We'll be removing the motor. So let's get started. There's quite a few things to disconnect. First thing first is we remove the battery. What I've started to do is label all the wires so that I know where they'll go back. I did remove the fan shroud and the fan. So those two things have to come off. The radiator was drained. I drained the oil in the engine. We do have to remove the exhaust. I think I've got a couple bolts, one on this side, one on the other side. The bracket that's holding the transmission, we're gonna have to disconnect the drive shaft. Got the hood off, radiator is out, took the intake off, took the throttle body off, and now we're working on getting the ECU wires out. ECU is tucked under the passenger side footwell. ECU wires are here. There's some other wires you have to disconnect as well. I'm gonna tackle that tomorrow. Here's the hood. Here's the ECU cover. There's the old intake, radiator. We are back. Day 2. Everything's been unplugged. Shifter's been unplugged. Drive shaft's been taken out. It's underneath there. Exhaust is out. Transmission is loose minus the 4 bolts holding the transmission bracket and the transmission in place. Everything is unplugged. The motor should be ready to go. The only issue we were running into was the front bumper is coming in the way. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. And then we've got our hook right here. And then we've also got our hook right here in the front. Drive shaft is out. That's the rear part of the drive shaft. This is a 2-piece drive shaft. That is literally the last thing holding everything together. Seems like this engine and transmission is ready to come out. Soft line with a hose clamp. Shifter. There was a 12mm bolt that went through here. Underneath this piece slides out, or in my case just pulls out. There's screws underneath here. We were tugging on this bumper for a while, couldn't figure out why it wouldn't come off. So I'm going to take these screws off, see if that does the trick. Alright, we got the transmission out, got the clutch off. The clutch was toasted. Look at this thing. Done. Look at all the hot spots on here. Well, definitely glad we're doing this.